Hello, boys and girls. How is everybody? It's Mrs. Growth, and I wanted to read to you a story. You know how much I love reading books to you. And this story is called A Squiggly Story. And this story is written by Andrew Larson and Mike Lowry. And it's all about a little boy who wishes that he could write stories like his big sister. And his big sister tells him that he can, that every story starts with a word, and every word starts with a letter. So let's read and find out what happens to this young writer who wants to be able to write a story. A Squiggly Story. My sister loves to read. Big words and little words, page after page, word after word. My sister loves to write big words and little words, page after page, word after word. And there she is. Here she's reading all kinds of books, and here she's writing all kinds of stories. Sometimes I pretend I can write too. Big letters and little letters, swirl after swirl, squiggle after squiggle. Ooh, I see a word here. What word is that, boys and girls? At, hat. Great job. What are you doing? I ask one day while we're sitting at the kitchen table. I'm writing a story, she says. I wish I could write a story. You can. It's easy, says his sister. How? I know my letters, but I don't know many words. Have you ever felt that way, boys and girls? That you know lots of letters, but you don't know many words? Write about what you know, says his sister. Every story starts with a single word, and every word starts with a single letter. Why don't you start there with a letter? So, I get my crayons and pencils and a pad of paper, and I start to write with a single letter. It's an easy letter. What letter is this, boys and girls? I, that's right. That's me, I say. That's a good beginning, says his sister. Now what? What's going to happen? How should I know, says the boy. It's your story. You're the boss, says his sister. Right? He's the author of this story. What? I'm stuck. What happens in my story? I draw a circle. It's a soccer ball. And then I write another letter. What letter is this, boys and girls? You. It's you, I say to my sister. I'm playing soccer with you. Great. Where are we playing soccer? That's right, boys and girls. As we're writing stories, we try and think about who's in the story, who are the characters. We try and think about what are they doing. And then I'm often asking you, where is it happening? Can you show us in the picture? Can you tell us with your words? Maybe we're playing soccer at the beach, I suggest. We've never played soccer on the beach. So I do a bunch of dots for the sand on the beach. Then I make a bunch of V's. Big V's and little V's, wave after wave in the ocean. Now what? What do you mean? Asks the boy. You have a beginning. Now we're in the middle of the story. Something else has to happen so we can get to the end. Oh, that's right. Every story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. I'm stuck again. I start doodling. I doodle another V, but this time I doodle it upside down. Oh no! It's a shark! It's getting closer and closer. I flip the page to get away from the shark. So wait, he's at the beach playing soccer with his sister when there's a shark in the waves. The next day, I bring my story to school. It's my turn for show and tell. That means I get to sit in Mrs. Singh's chair. Everyone else sits on the carpet ready to listen. And look at this, he's used labels. So we've seen speech bubbles, boys and girls, in this story to bring the characters to life. And now we're also seeing labels. There's his teacher, Mrs. Singh. This is Mrs. Singh's chair. We can see they're in the classroom because here's the carpet that the kiddos are sitting at. We see some desks. So he's got details in the picture so we know where the story is happening. Last night, I started to write a story, he says. It's sort of squiggly, but here goes. Once upon a time, there was a brother and a sister, and they loved to play soccer. One day, they had an idea. They decided to play soccer on the beach. So they went to the beach and played soccer. And there's here his I, soccer ball, you, the sand, the waves. Then they noticed something coming towards them in the water. Do you remember what this is, boys and girls? That's right. The shark fin. It was a shark, a real live shark. It was getting closer and closer. It was getting bigger and bigger. And that's as far as I got. That's wonderful, says Mrs. Singh. What happens next? What about the shark? What about the brother and the sister? I don't know, says the boy. I'm stuck. Class, does anyone have an idea? Jake waves his hand in the air. I do. Maybe one of them kicks the ball and it hits the shark in the head. Then maybe the shark bites the ball with his big sharp, pointy shark teeth. Aaliyah offers another idea. What if the shark's name is Squiggles? What if Squiggles is a vampire shark? What if she invites the brother and the sister to ride on her back? And what if they become a vampire family and live forever? Vampires can't swim. Everyone knows that. Of course they can swim. Vampires can do anything. But it's my story, and I don't want vampires in my story. If I was writing a story, I'd have lots of vampires. Then you should write one. But I like yours. What a nice compliment she just gave him. That night after dinner, I sit down beside my sister. Her face is buried in a book. I've been thinking all day about my story, and I still don't know how to end it. Remember, you're the author, she says without looking up. You can do whatever you want. So, I get my pencil and I start with a bunch of stars. Then I add a few exclamation marks. My sister told me exclamation marks make things exciting, and she is right. It is exciting. I add a couple of slanty lines. I wonder what's happening in his story. What's going on? Asks my sister, looking up from her book. It's nighttime. The stars are out. The shark has gone away. And we decide to take a walk on the beach. And that's when we discover this giant rocket ship. That sounds cool. What happens next? So here's his stars. There's his exclamation points because it's kind of cool that they've discovered a rocket ship. Slanty lines because maybe the rocket's going to be taking off into the sky. We hear a voice. It's counting down. Are you ready to count down with me, boys and girls? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off! Not yet, I say, adding one more squiggle. Just before the rocket blasts off, we spy a Martian looking out through a window. The Martian invites us to climb aboard. That's a great ending. Now I have an idea for my next story. It's going to be about a boy who climbs aboard a rocket ship and takes a trip to Mars. And I think I know just how to begin. Whoa. So he went from a boy who felt like he did not know how to write a story to a boy who could tell his own story. And he was able to remember what he wanted to say in a story by using letters to represent words. He added details to his picture. He remembered to tell us who and what they were doing and where it was happening. And in the story, he gave us a beginning, a middle, and an end. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this story, and I hope you are ready now to go off, grab a piece of paper, grab a pencil, a crayon, or a marker, and get ready to make your own squiggly story. Have a great day.